first time I met Yves Haricot, I told him he was out of his mind. I said to him, "You're out of your mind." And then I handed him $250,000 and told him that together we were about to unravel the unknown arcane mysteries of Crowley and the other darkness. And he said yes. And then we went to Red Lobster afterwards.
I was in an elevator at some film festival or something, probably Sundance, I don't know. And then suddenly Yves Haricot holds open the door, waving the script around. He shoves it into my hand and I just start reading it.
No director was able to give me a proper challenge. 6 legs, 9 heads, a distended torso. I could make any monster. Be any monster. Yves Haricot was my Mount Everest.
It was full of all this raw emotion and darkness, and the main character was this ultra tough, badass dad. And I said, "That's the role I am born to play." And he looked at me and he just said, "Yes."
I met Yves Haricot in university. I was doing an elective in the history of pottery. He was in the class. We did a group project together. It was on Etruscan-era pottery. And I really saw him after that semester. Anyway, years later, he sends me this email out of the blue asking if I can help him make a film.
I don't normally work in cinema, but I can make sure certain aspects of your production are accurate. Runes, for example. Most people are terrible with runes. Runes and sigils, for starters, they mix them up.
This was the opportunity I didn't know I'd been waiting for. Just out of the blue, to get the call from the film industry. In an email.
I appreciate a director who can be the art, feel the art, hear the art, smell the art. I want to smell it with them and then give it to the audience to smell.
So I told him he had my full support.
I cannot miss this. You will have my full support.
My full support.
Oh. Yeah, I couldn't get the money to him fast enough.
I had to know. I had to ask him. I had to say, "Okay, so what is this movie called?" And we're looking at each other when suddenly, boom, the elevator breaks down and we're stuck there, right? For 3 hours. And then finally, the fire crew comes and they get us out. And he just says, "The something."
Horror movies, yeah, I love them. I told Yves. I love it when a title says it all. Right? The something. It's everything we know and everything we don't know.
The Something is a good title because many of the forces we'll be dealing with cannot be described by inadequate human mouth parts. Now, if we had mandibles...
Am I going to play the something? That's what I want to know, but he refuses to tell me. And that's when I know this production is special.
So the way it works is in a story, you always have to have an antagonist and a protagonist. I'm the protagonist, and I knew the antagonist, my nemesis, was the something. And I could picture it. I could see it. I can see my obstacle.
I was really excited to hear more about the other darkness. You know, when something's capitalized, it's gonna be good.
So we started rehearsals, but almost immediately, my hackles were up. Hackles, you know, like the little hairs on the back of your on the back of your neck, and they go up because you're alert because something has happened and something has caused your hackles to get up. So mine were up. And I was like, what's that?
We started rehearsals, and nothing was good enough for him. It was glorious. Worth every penny. Oh, yes. I paid for the whole thing. I was the silent partner. How could I not? An exclusive opportunity like this.
We started rehearsals, and so I show up, like, day one, right? And, like, I know I'm the executive producer, but, like, I'm here to work. So they, give me some tasks, and suddenly I'm not just executive producer, I am assistant to the production. EPPA.
We started making that movie. I made sure the process was authentic. Very authentic.
Are those for the scene?
Scene?
The lead actor, the comedian. I told Yves, he's not worth it. He's not right for the part. Get rid of him.
I could see that this monster was not doing a very good job. I said to Yves, I did not give you all that money to be working with rank amateurs.
I'd never seen an actor before. I assume they're similar as us on the inside. Lungs and intestines and viscera. I mean, it's not like a metaphor. If an actor exploded and a normal person exploded because of proximity to a dark presence, you couldn't tell the difference.
I must have seen David Q. Jones in like 100 films, TV shows, but I never thought he'd do a horror movie, right? I am impressed that Yves even managed to get him. I mean, on the $250,000 budget I gave him, I mean, that is impressive. That shows why he is a great director.
I mean, I don't mean to be ungrateful, right? But it's hard, Like, I'm always seen as the witty one, the flamboyant one, the fun one. But, and sure, I appreciate the attention and the awards and the notices. Like, I appreciate winning Best Actor for playing Liberace. Yay! And for Freddie and Elton, they're all great. But there's so much more to me. I mean, I'm an actor. That's what I do, I act. And I believe there is a stone cold action hero inside me, someone who can, take him on, but also has the nurturing side of a dad who has like a 9-year-old daughter that they love.
No matter how many times Yves says it's not right, I will be his monster. I must. But we're weeks into production and we haven't filmed any of my scenes.
Weeks into production and we had still not shot any of my scenes.
Weeks into production, everything is great.
When Crowley steps into our world, he will tear the fabric of reality from top to toe. Mass destruction, baking of the bones, eating of the limbs.
Yves is art. He breathes it. It was overwhelming.
Piano.
Communication would be good. Clarity helps us, right? And I mean, there was one time where he just started howling like a wolf. So we all just went to lunch, left him there.
Taunting the other darkness like this is really the best way to get their attention. Really shove it in their mandibles. The audacity, the ego, they feed on it.
Yeah, the consultant, I don't know where they got her, but when the weird things started happening on set, I knew she was responsible.
Things start happening. stuff people can't explain.
So everyone's telling me that weird stuff is happening. I'm like, well, weird? How would I know? I mean, this is my first time getting to be, executive producer, production assistant, right?
Some strange lines started to appear in the script.
It's confirmed. The Rain of Blood on page 4 was a mistake. Like a really specific typo.
Oh, too bad.
Yeah. And you wanted the vegetarian option for lunch?
No red onion?
Got it. Man, I love this job.
One day we were blocking a scene.
The signs were all there.
So I'm sitting there in craft services with some of my new Teamster buddies. When all of a sudden there's this scream on set, right? So I go running, booking it, right? Because that's the executive producer's job, to be the first person on the scene.
The occult expert? She's right there, of course.
And everything was swirling around like a little tornado.
A nexus of dark energy.
I thought it was special effects.
There was no way we had the budget for something like that. I mean, I only gave him $250,000. We couldn't afford that.
How else do you explain it? And then when everything was done and fell down, Yves was all just like, huh.
Huh.
Huh?
Huh. Huh. And then we cleaned up and moved on.
His path was certain by this time.
So what if it was scary? I mean, the actors were really getting into it. I mean, usually, like, the person who was playing the monster, really realistic.
Okay, so for today. Doom and violence. All will bow before the Lord of eternal.
So the monster master goes all method.
Miss Corwin-Dziedzik, your banana mandarin smoothie.
Suffering. Banana.
Such a ham.
A lot of filming was a blur for me. I remember a lot of red.
I mean, I had to rise to the occasion. So of course I did. And I gave the best performance of my career.
The moons of Saturn were in alignment. Yes, traditionally that means a blood sacrifice.
It was awesome. I couldn't be more proud to be an executive producer production assistant.
I was acting like I had never acted before. I was digging deep into my swamp, into the darkness. I was on fire. I was the fire.
I felt good about my investment. I felt like this movie was going to be suffering. Great. I meant to say great.
I felt good about my investment. I would use the publicity from the movie to promote my book, Methods of Summoning the Grand Grausikoskutsputspuppe.
I felt good about my investment. I mean, you do that when you believe in a project, right? That's why I covered the whole budget.
I felt good knowing I made all of this happen. I felt good about my investment.
And then...
But then...
And finally, the maw of Grausikoskutspuppe opens, and darkness pours forth.
Yves Haricot was gone.
The director is gone.
Nobody knows where Yves is.
So the police search his apartment, and it looks like he hasn't lived in there in years.
Just gone.
So I thought that we could just like right away get another director to finish the film. You know, I thought we were pretty close. It's like a couple more days of filming, a couple days to edit, add the monster into the poster, bing bang boogie.
All the footage is gone too.
But the footage is gone.
Just gone. No explanation.
That footage? It would have changed how the world sees me.
Yves, if you're out there, I will put in another $250,000 to keep this project going. We can consider other investors. We can have a bigger budget. Yves, I will be your monster. Doom and violence.
I wouldn't finance another movie. I don't know what any of them did. We could achieve the same results without the actors and the camera. I've made contact with an improv group that says they'll sell their souls for $25,000. So we'll do it all again.
I guess this is why they do reshoots. Right? Missing director, missing footage. Hollywood, right? Next month, I'm going to head over to Hollywood myself. See where all the other executive producers hang out. Yeah, I think I'm going to find us a new director so we can finish this film. It's going to be incredible. And to think all I had to do was get a second mortgage on my house. But now...
We never saw him again since that day. It's like when he reviewed the footage, he felt fear. He felt the power of my performance. Because I had connected so much with that character, and I gave my guts and my glory, and he felt that coming through the lens. I mean, I could scare you right now, but I won't, because we're in public. But know this well. I can make any movie a horror movie.